Chapter 13. Well, game over. I never thought Nedra would do that, August said. Nedra goes where the power is, Mufumbi noted. She liked Ezekiel, and she thought he had a shot at winning this, so she came with us. Maybe she was just mad, like she said. Now, though, she thinks Global 1 is unbeatable, so she's shifted her position to the other side. Nedra's an extreme person. Whatever she does it all the way. People who are extreme on one side lots of times become extreme on the other, Allison pointed out. We've got to watch out for her now. I don't think so, August disagreed. You wait and see, Allison insisted. Kayla couldn't believe they were so calm. She was reeling from the scene she'd just witnessed. Ezekiel had walked out with Nedra, and Nedra just got the barcode. What did that mean to the group? To her? Did Ezekiel just walk out on us for good? Kayla asked them, struggling to keep her voice normal. I guess they needed to talk, Allison suggested. I'd be surprised if he's gone for good. If he listens to her, he's a fool, August said. We have to be careful how we handle her, Mufumbi said. She knows everything about us, and she's not necessarily on our side anymore. August took a map from his pocket and handed it to Mufumbi. I've circled Lake Placid. It's a pretty big town in the Adirondacks. We'll all be able to find it. Shouldn't we go somewhere more out of the way? Mufumbi questioned. And August shrugged. We could meet and then get out of there pretty quick. None of us knows the mountains. I'm not exactly a mountain man. We might get lost. It's true, Mufumbi agreed. As he scanned the map for Lake Placid. Yeah, well, in the meantime, I have a pretty big problem I'll need to tell you guys about, Allison said. You know I won that scholarship? What about it? Kayla asked. I can't collect the scholarship without the tattoo now. Do you need the scholarship? Mufumbi asked. Your family is pretty well set up, aren't they? Yeah, I need it because my dad's been a real creep about this. He's been wanting me to get the tattoo ever since I turned 17 last August. He said that if I blow this scholarship, he won't pay for college. He says I think credits grow on trees, blah, 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 and all that. But it doesn't really matter what he says. I can't even get into college without the barcode. Let's go online and hopefully some of the resistance websites can give us advice, Mufumbi suggested. He took out his laptop and logged on, his face furrowed in frown lines as he tried to get into the different websites. August looked along with him, also looking worried after a few minutes. What's wrong? Kayla asked. This is weird, Mufumbi told her. None of the sites will open. It keeps saying, this page currently unavailable. The only one open is the Dave Young site. Let's wait for Zeke to come back for that one. Kayla glanced anxiously back at the door. What was going on? Were they finalizing their breakup, or was Nedra winning him back? I bet the sites have been shut down because of the new law, Allison said. They're afraid they'll all get busted. Let's try the headset. She unlocked the case with her eye scan and picked up the helmet. Who wants to go first? August took the helmet from her and put it on. He set some dials and sat with his eyes shut. The rapid movement of his eyes told them that he had arrived somewhere. Beneath his lids, his eyes darted. Sometimes he frowned or nodded, and after 5 minutes his eyes opened and he lifted the helmet from his head. I got to the Resistance Hall in San Francisco, but nobody was there. Just a custodian cleaning up the building, he told them. Mufumbi went next. Like August, his facial changes and active eyes told them he'd reached a destination. Kayla glanced at him from time to time, but never took her eyes from the door for long. What was taking so long? He should have been back by now. She was dying to see Ezekiel, to be assured everything was fine. Mufumbi returned from his virtual experience and reported that the resistance site in Michigan was also empty. Global officials came in, he told them. For a minute, I thought they were going to arrest me or something. Then I remembered that I wasn't really here. Allison tried to get a resistance site in Orlando, but also came up with a location without participants. Is everybody hiding? Allison asked. What's going on? Kayla took the helmet from her and set the numbers for Utona. Again, the vibrations made her whole body tremble. And then she was there, on an outcropping near the mountaintop, and Utona sat nearby at her campsite. She smiled at Kayla. Come and sit, she said, and when Kayla was seated cross-legged on the dirt next to her, she continued. What I'm about to say now will be important, so listen. The dark times that were foretold are being fully expressed. Stay focused on your truth. Move towards love, and you will be safe. Utona stretched towards Kayla and kissed her on the center of her forehead, and Kayla felt engulfed in the woman's powerful life energy. You can come to us in your time of need, she said. Remember the white face. When Kayla reopened her eyes, the fire still burned, but Utona was gone. How had she disappeared so soundlessly? Kayla stared into the dark path beneath the towering pines, the place where Utona had probably gone. The trees shimmered in front of her eyes. It was as if they were separated into their molecular elements. And then she was back in the warehouse. Any luck? Allison asked her. Kayla told them that she'd found Utona, and she said the dark times are here, or are being fully expressed, something like that, Kayla reported. She also told me to remember the white face. What does that mean? The group looked at one another, then shook their heads. No idea, August said. Listen, Kayla said to the group. Today, Ezekiel and I got a look at my father's FBI file. We think it's the file the Barcode uses. His genetic code was in the file. Why do you think it is there? It was really there? That's it? I've had the feeling that there was something definite connection between the Barcode and genes for a long time now, Allison said. Global One is lifting all the bans on human cloning at the same time they've made the Barcode a requirement. There's got to be a connection. You're just obsessed with genes, August said. No, I agree with Allison. I have that feeling too, Kayla jumped in. All the genetic information in my father was represented as a barcode. I've seen that genetic barcode, Allison said. It's a creepy coincidence. I've seen it too, Mufumbi said. You're right, it's bizarre. But what has it to do with the barcode, August wondered. It's the information that no one knew was in there, Kayla said. But why is it there? Don't know, Mufumbi said. When they went outside, they found Ezekiel sitting on a rock by the edge of some trees. Nedra wasn't with him. Kayla rushed to his side. What happened? It's over, he said. Done with. She began to tremble. Between us? No, between Nedra and me. And she took his hand, thankful. ... An open letter to my friends. I want you to be the first to hear this. Effective tomorrow morning, I have tendered my resignation from the United States Senate. I've done this in protest against the recent legislation making the barcode tattoo required by law. With my heart, I believe that this barcode branding is wrong. It's dehumanizing, reducing each person to a number. I know we've been headed in this direction for nearly a century now. People have had social security numbers for ages, but that number was created to connect an individual to a social security account, not as an identity tag. Daily, I see fellow Americans who work hard and have achieved a certain success falling down the social and economic ladder for no ascertainable reason. Conversely, I see people rising in society at a sudden and meteoric rate. What information is contained in these barcode lines that it's causing this? I challenge President Loudon Waters to stop denying that there is other information stored in the barcode to come clean with the American people. I do not overstate the case when I say that the future of all humanity is at stake here. Now that this reprehensible bill has been voted into law, the need to act is more crucial than ever. I will remain available to you on this website and assure you that I will continue to fight as a private citizen. It is my sincere hope that all of you will stay informed and fight this insidious threat to our American values, whenever and wherever it arises. With affection and respect, David Young. Do you need to get home? Ezekiel asked as they lay on the futon later together that night. Kayla was cradled in his arms. It's late. Will your mother worry? Depends on how banged out she is, Kayla replied sleepily. It's been a long day and she felt herself nearly drifting off. She was pretty crazy when she walked out of the house, but she was more wired than looped. She's probably been drinking since then and passed out by now. Was she always like that? Ezekiel asked, running his hand lazily up and down her arm. No, she was great until my dad killed himself, Kayla recalled. A little tense, maybe, but always there for me. That was the last thing she remembered saying before falling into a dreamless sleep. When she awoke, she was alone, but heard the sound of the shower running. Ezekiel's computer was on, and the Tattoo Gen manual was open beside it. The screen displayed a list of emails. Curious, she went to the table and saw that the first 4 emails were from Mufumbi, Allison, and August, as well as an email she'd sent him earlier in the day. But the second to last message was from Nedra. The last came from CHTG at Tattoo Gen. With a quick glance at the bathroom door, she clicked on the last message. To Agent ZM. From Agent CHTG Tattoo Generation. Congratulations on your excellent work. Your request to remain uncoded for an additional 2 months has been granted. Your connection to the code has yielded valuable information. We appreciate your sending us candidate Harris as a trainee. She is a very promising young agent. We look forward to meeting the next candidate you spoke about at our last session. We are confident that Miss Reed will also be an asset to our group. Thank you for your most recent dispatch. Please make contact again at this time tomorrow as per our usual schedule. Thanks again for all your fine service to Tattoo Generation. CHTG. The room spun and Kayla gripped the table to steady herself. Ezekiel was a Tattoo Gen agent. He'd sent Nedra to them, and now he planned to sway her to their side as well? She struggled with a total dumbfounded lack of comprehension. The facts, as she'd just read them, refused to come together and make sense for her. It was as though her mind was unable to work. Ezekiel was a double agent, working for Tattoo Gen while appearing to work with the code. That was the simple truth that she had brutally assaulted her. It was the truth that there was no turning away from. Ezekiel was a traitor. He was recruiting members for Tattoo Gen. A pain gripped her chest, and she felt a tightening sensation. She struggled to breathe, swallowing large gulps of air. This couldn't be true, couldn't be real, but it was. The shower water shut off, and Kayla turned to face the bathroom door, while her brain continued to scream at her in disbelief. He's working for Tattoo Generation. Nedra, too. You're his next candidate. That's all you are to him. Ezekiel appeared dripping wet, wrapped in a white towel. He never looked more gorgeous, but she felt no attraction to him. His dark eyes darted between the computer and her outraged face. I'm your next candidate? She asked in a voice thick with disdain and incredulity. Her mind was exploding now with rage. How could he betray her so brutally? How could she have been so absolutely, completely fooled? He approached her, reached out, and speaking tenderly. Kayla, I was going to tell you. There's no beating this thing. It's everywhere now. I wanted to win you over to the tattoo side because I care about you. You won't be able to do anything without the code. Kayla stepped away from him, knocking the chair over behind her. You lied to me, she shouted, and you've been lying to Mufumbi, Allison, and August, but not to Nedra. The two of you have been in this together all along. Did you even break up with her today? Yes, I told her that you and I had been seeing each other. I was completely honest about it, but she assumed that it was just part of my work with Tattoo Gen. Is it? Kayla yelled, wild with fury. That's what it has been about all along, hasn't it? You just wanted another body to deliver to your group. She spun towards the door. He grabbed her as she pulled it open. You've got the wrong idea. Maybe it started that way, but... Don't lie at me anymore, Ezekiel, she raged, tears flooding her face. Just let me go. No, not until... Let go, she screamed, and yanked free of his grip. Nearly blind by tears, she ran down the back steps. Lightning flashed overhead, and by the time she arrived at the bullet bus stop, the skies had opened. The ride home was punctuated with ear-shattering thunder and flashes of riveting light. At points, she felt the urge to get off and get lost in the storm, maybe stand in a parking lot and let the lightning come for her. More than anything, though, she wanted to get home. It was the strong desire, the same one she felt the afternoon her father had slit his wrists. When she got there, her front door was open, banging in the wind.